Before you blame others for experiences you have, before you wait for a God to come and save you, before you just blindly and ignorantly allow this world to continue in the state that it's in, diverting responsibility to others, before you hope this world will change, before you direct your faith and trust in religions, stop and realize this world has become what it has become. Human beings have become what they have become, and human beings have transformed the experiences of themselves in this world through the act of thinking, through the acceptance and allowance by all of humanity that the act of thinking is the definition of being alive. The act of thinking is consciousness system's generator that generates emotions and feelings which actually design and create this world, the manifested experience you have in this world as events, for instance, that take place unexpectedly suddenly, that actually design and create who and what human beings have become, consciousness systems that exist in this world and as human beings through the act of thinking. You want this world to change? Change yourself. You are the world. You are all human beings within, and all are equally responsible for the existence of consciousness enslavement and control because you think. And if you think, you are supporting all the manifested consequential experiences in this world, including the other human beings participating in them. Whether you are directly involved or not, you are responsible, because if you think, you are enslaved and controlled by consciousness and therefore support all of consciousness manifestations in this world as human beings and what they allow and accept in this world to manifest as experiences, including who and what they become. Stop the Ferris wheel, stop the thoughts, stop the act of thinking, get off that Ferris wheel, remove yourself from the participation and involvement of consciousness and never look back. Never return to such an existence again to ever power and support the existence of consciousness. Direct your focus to those who are still lost, controlled and enslaved to the consciousness act of thinking as who and what they apparently are. All of humanity must stop the turning of their own individuals' Ferris wheels as their existences, their experiences of themselves in this world, to finally stop the entire movement of enslavement and control of consciousness in this world, powered by human beings who continue to believe that they are what they think, through the act of thinking. How? Simple, through forgiveness. Now, this is not forgiveness from the religious connotation to the word. Remember, words have connotations you give to them or others have given to them which you believed because they made sense from the perspective of being able to place the word and the connotation to the word in your world. Here I am giving you a different connotation to the word forgiveness as a tool to be able to assist you with giving up and letting go of the act of thinking. Let's take the thought I used as example above. Oh my God, I hope that doesn't happen to me. What will happen if my car gets stolen? Firstly, you have to begin somewhere, so why not with the thoughts in your mind you are conscious of? The process you are undertaking is the process where you become aware of your thoughts. You become aware from the perspective that you are now directing yourself to discontinue with the act of thinking. You are conscious of your thoughts if you see your thoughts but do nothing about them and allow them to randomly continue inevitably designing and creating consequential experiences in your world. You are aware of yourself, your thoughts when you direct yourself to discontinue the thoughts, aware of the consequences thereof not only in your own individual experience of yourself but also the rest of humanity and the children to come in this world. In consciousness you are directed by your thoughts. As awareness, you direct yourself by discontinuing your participation and involvement of all that is of consciousness. It is to be in this world but not of this world, meaning that you direct yourself as who you are and you are not directed by consciousness. Also remember that the mind/thoughts will ignite curiosity within you to continue dwelling or following the thought as it comes up in your mind, keeping you preoccupied in your thoughts instead of remaining here in all that surrounds you, silent within yourself, your breath, the awareness of yourself including of all that surrounds you. So, be advised, the moment a thought occur in your mind, stop it immediately and apply forgiveness, do not follow it or allow it to continue. Thoughts were designed together with curiosity and a sense of enjoyment to keep you preoccupied in your mind, instead of being here with yourself, your breathing and forgetting to live as who you are. And so you start the moment a thought occurs, stop the thought in its tracks immediately. Just simply stop it, even if you must loudly state, stop, you do so, but do not allow the thought to continue. You will know exactly how to stop thoughts. You have allowed them to continue running rampant in your mind, so surely you will know how to discontinue their movement and progression in your mind. Next, you apply forgiveness. Aloud. Thoughts are exactly the same as spoken words, they are silent loud conversation within yourself which have as much power as the words you speak. Therefore, to be able to stop them and discharge what the thoughts have already designed and created as possible experiences in this world with which you will most definitely not be satisfied with, you must forgive your thoughts aloud. Even in the evenings just before you go to sleep, and you observe yourself during the day, you will find that you actually remember most, if not all the thoughts you had during the day if you look at your entire day and all the moments within. This is also the moment to apply forgiveness aloud, yet, preferably the moment when the thought occurs. The steps of forgiveness. And this here is the 3 simple steps you must remember in starting the process of stopping thoughts and discontinuing the act of thinking. Forgiveness, as I have said, is a tool. It assists immensely with the discharge of the already placed and manifested thoughts in this world, and it also releases the enslavement and control of the thoughts, as well as the emotions and feelings you have allowed within you. Because thoughts are equal to loudly spoken words, you require a loudly spoken method to release yourself from the way of life you have accepted as consciousness, the act of thinking. This is done through forgiveness, done aloud. When applying forgiveness to a specific thought, remember to be specific. It may be one thought, yet that one thought consists of many words. Therefore, the thought must be forgiven in its entirety, specifically to release yourself from the control and enslavement thereof within you. You are releasing yourself from consciousness. This release is done through stopping thoughts, stopping the act of thinking and climbing off that Ferris wheel, getting out of the enslavement and control of consciousness. Remember, you will realize that you will still be able to communicate and speak with other human beings, the moment the silence within you exist, where only who you are remain as the breath of life, remaining silent and here with all that surrounds you. Here I am typing this communicative article and I don't think. I am here. What will change, however, is the experience of who you are. Meaning that the words you speak, how you experience and express yourself will come from within you, as you as one with who you are, which you live and breathe in every moment as you remain here as who you are. The continuation of thoughts means that you have separated you from yourself. You are existing in an alternate world within yourself, communicating with an alternate self designed by consciousness systems in the form of thinking. This is not where you are supposed to be. Where you are, as who you really are, is here in every moment with every breath, remaining here with every breath with the silence within you, remaining here. Life as who you are is beyond thinking. Life as who you are is the realization that within and as the silence you are actually one with all of existence. You are not defined by thinking, by emotions and feelings that control and enslave and direct and dictate to you who and what you are. You are not defined by the primitive limited nature of thinking of consciousness systems. You are one with the expansive nature of existence as you remain here with every breath in every moment. The silence I am speaking of here is the silence that exists within you when you no longer think, when you no longer are influenced or react to thoughts that generate emotions and feelings within you, but are here with every breath with all that surrounds you. The silence when nothing moves within you, no thoughts generating emotions and feelings, whether alone or in the company and conversation of others. Then, there is silence within you. This is where you must be to be able to birth yourself within yourself, from within yourself as life itself as one with who you are. Where your words and your expressions of who and what you are come from within you as one with who you are in every moment with every breath as you remain here. No longer do outer influences or inner influences direct, control or enslave who and what you are, that is of consciousness. If any movement of reaction or energetic experience of emotions and feelings connected to thoughts exist within you, you are of consciousness. Any reaction that exists within you as an experience within yourself, whether occurred from an inner or outer influence, must be directed through the process of forgiveness. The moment of silence will come like the thief in the night, the moment the stopping of the thoughts and the discontinuation of thinking will come like the thief in the night. Continue with the 3-step process and focus of forgiveness application. This is the start of the process from consciousness to awareness of who you are as you start taking your power and stand up. The focus of this communicative article is to see and realize the implications and consequences of the continuation of your participation and involvement with the act of thinking. I, the little interdimensional girl Munchin, giving you a starting point to stop thoughts, to stop the act of thinking entirely. Start standing up, start taking your power and start directing yourself, because you are responsible for what you experience in this world, nothing and no one else. Oh yes, another thing. Do not judge yourself when you have allowed yourself to indulge in the curiosity of a thought before you stopped it. If you judge yourself by experiencing guilt for continuing with the thought, you are also in this way giving thoughts and the act of thinking more power and control over you. You are your own judge. So, when judgment does occur, do the following. I forgive myself that I have allowed myself to judge myself by feeling guilty for allowing the thought to continue. I forgive myself that I have allowed myself to make the statement of thoughts having power and control over me by allowing myself to judge myself for allowing the thought to continue in my mind. I forgive myself that I have allowed myself to go into the reaction of judgment as guilt. Thoughts and emotional and feeling energy do not have power and control over who I am. The same goes for fear. Do not fear or judge or discriminate your thoughts or the emotions and feelings you experience that are connected to thoughts, because in this way you are making a statement that they have more power and control over you as who you are, which is not true. It is of absolute importance to forgive all that you have defined as both the good and the bad in your world, both emotions and feelings. Therefore, I specifically stated forgiving both emotions and feelings connected to the thoughts you experience. All emotions and feelings, all that you have defined as good and bad in your world, your life, and what you experience as yourself as consciousness must be forgiven. See, consciousness exists in polarity, meaning in positive and negative manifestations and designs. For instance, emotions and feelings are polarities, a positive and negative, good and bad. For instance, for love as a feeling to exist as good and positive, hate as an emotion must exist as bad and negative, and both words are charged with feeling and emotional energy that is of consciousness designs, that which powers the existence of consciousness which human beings generate through the act of thinking. Polarity is the foundation manifestation of consciousness signature of separation in this world and within yourself. All human beings are separated within themselves, signified simply by the act of thinking and having conversations within themselves, communicating to themselves within themselves, creating a separate alternate self within self as seen in the thoughts. You speak certain words, yet you think others, separation. The manifestation of separation stretches within the world and within yourself in the manifestation of polarity. Consciousness equals polarity equals separation. Therefore, you must release yourself from all consciousness manifestations, the polarities of separation that exists within yourself and within this world, such as the thoughts and emotions and feelings. You must disconnect and discontinue all participations and involvements of consciousness within yourself and within this world. Your participation and involvement with thoughts, emotions, and feelings are the starting point of doing so to release yourself from consciousness enslavement and control. The manifestation of separation in this world has gone to the extent where you would love one yet despise another. This experience of others you have within yourself is a manifestation of consciousness separation within yourself and in your world. The love you experience for the one and the despising of another are both feeling and emotional energy reactions within you that are of consciousness designs, not of who you really are. Therefore, both emotions and feelings must be forgiven. It is the manifestation of polarity within yourself and in this world, because only in consciousness you are able to regard one being more than another. Nothing experienced by any human being in this world have been real from the perspective of what they have experienced and expressed in this world as who and what they are have been one with who they are, coming from within them as life. All human beings in this world have been deteriorated to the existence of consciousness systems where all emotions and feelings are generated by thoughts, used for consciousness systems existence in this world. Human beings have been giving their power away as who they are to the generating of emotions and feelings through the acceptance and allowance of the act of thinking, believing the lie that they are what they think, They are what they experience as energetic movements of emotions and feelings within themselves. If you have an emotional or feeling reaction within yourself pertaining or relating to any thought, to any word, to any other human being in this world including yourself, know this, that particular reaction is of consciousness. It is not who you are at all and is required to be forgiven. To forgive yourself for allowing your participation within consciousness by believing the lie that you are the emotions and feelings and thoughts that are consciousness generators supporting your enslavement and control in this world. You are not the thoughts, emotions, or feelings that exist within you. Who you are exist in the silence within. Emotions and feelings enslave and control, both love and hate, both liking and despising, because both are designed energetic manifestations of consciousness separation manifested as polarity within yourself and the experience of yourself in this world. You are not able to judge the existence of both feelings and emotions. Both are in the same pot and should be approached with the application of forgiveness equally because both are manifestations of consciousness. If you deny or resist or judge either emotions and feelings, you will give that which you judge, fear, deny, or resist more power and control to enslave who and what you are, and you will find it will become more prevalent in your life and the experience of yourself in this world. You will find through the process of forgiveness with approaching your experience of emotions and feelings equally that it's the only way to experience the silence, the here of who you are as I remain with every breath coming as the thief in the night. The only way you are able to birth yourself as life, the only way to become and stand as the silence within you and remain here with every breath as who you are is if you completely and totally discontinue the allowed and accepted existence of consciousness within you and the experience of yourself in this world, the thoughts and the emotions and feelings. This is a lengthy process ahead. We had a great deal of time to allow and accept the designed manifestations of consciousness within us and within this world, including the rest of humanity, to control, direct and enslave who we are. If we look at the status of the world and of humanity, I'd say we'd better get our asses in gear to be able to make a difference in this world, within our own world and for the children to come. This act of thinking and the continuation of the involvement and participation in consciousness are only paving the road of destruction and not creation. Who we are as awareness, as here with every breath, as the silence within, as one with who we are, is creation. I am creation. At the moment, consciousness is destroying and we are giving our power away for the acceptance and allowance thereof. We must make a stand, take our power and stop the thoughts, stop the act of thinking. Prepare the way for the children to come so they may continue with creating and expressing themselves as who they are in a world of oneness and equality, where all express themselves as life. Not a world where they too become controlled and enslaved by consciousness systems, supporting the acceptance and allowance of destruction within which they experience the consequences of what the rest of humanity as consciousness systems have created and designed, succumbing to an existence of fear and survival instead of unconditional expression and creation. Stop thinking. Stop the act of thinking. Stop the Ferris wheel of consciousness movement which controls and enslaves who and what human beings are and experience. Get off the Ferris wheel, abandon it and do not ever return or look back so humanity may never allow the existence of consciousness enslavement and control again, but prepare the way for the children as heaven on earth as we express who we are unconditionally as life and invite them into a world where they as life are able to experience themselves in a world as the manifested experience of life, as one with who you are instead of having to become consciousness systems as all of humanity to be able to survive in a destructive world which those that have gone before them as consciousness systems have allowed to manifest through the act of thinking and participation and involvement of consciousness systems.